Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the final word. Everton 2, Southampton 1. And we're all happy. Isn't it nice to be happy?
It's great to be happy. Great to look forward to go. I couldn't wait to get in the ground at the weekend, which is has been unlike me for a couple of years. And it's just great. It's great to be enthusiastic about your club, and especially when the other blades popping up on everything. Be on thinking countdown this week or something.
Country
file, yeah. But no, it's really good to be enthused by your team and want to see I'll be playing, and everything else. I felt there was a real buzz around Goodison on Saturday, like a excitement before the game and stuff, and that, to be honest, it stayed through the match, I thought. Yeah,
it just shows you what a decent performance like the Wolves game can do for a fan base, or do for the optimism, or just do for the general psyche of people, because
I know you're going to say just shows you what actual coaching can do.
Actual coaching, yeah, we'll come on to actual coaching as we talk more. But no, they look at the team. Obviously, he brought Holgate into the team.
Were you surprised? No, I mean, don't get me wrong, not like jaw dropping, but were you like,
no, because
as good as Mason is,
to be honest, I only thought Zuma would start if Mason Holgate's injury was a problem. I think what he's done really well from the off is, I think this is the difference between last season, again, because there will be people out there, hold your horses, lads. We've got exactly this after 2 games. We've got exactly the same points as we had last season. We've got exactly the same points as the season before. 3 seasons in a row we've started with a draw and a win. So let's not go overboard. That's fine. But I think what's promising is this game we only had, again, one new player, Richarlison. We didn't have any new players on the bench.
No.
Again,
all
young players on the bench. We've actually got the 4th youngest squad in the Premier League now.
Yeah,
which is mad, considering we were all like, how old's this squad? So
Umar was our elder statesman at the weekend, wasn't he?
So we've started the game. You've got no Dean on the bench. Bernard wasn't on the bench. You've got the same players plus Richarlison. And from the off, you can see a change. You've got Keane and Holgate playing centre back. Last season, that would have been thinking about that would be the thing of nightmares, or a worry, that there's no leader in there. But no, he had no problem with that. And we
I thought in general they done quite well as a pair.
They did. Well, we started. I thought we started quite well. Started on the front foot. And we looked to be positive from the start. We looked to get Walcott in. We looked to get Richarlison in. We looked to get Sigurdsson on the ball. We knew, for the first 20 minutes or something, whatever it was, you knew what they were going to do. They were trying to get Danny Ings on. Well, they were trying to get Danny Ings on the shoulder of Leighton Baines, and they were trying to get round the corner that way. And to be fair, we dealt with it for the most part. Obviously, they
got him once, didn't he? Which I think he should have done a bit better. He didn't see him coming down the back, which is a worry. And he ended up. He got back and put enough pressure on him, and he blazed it well over the bar. But that's a little bit of a worry.
Yeah,
because the goal comes similar.
We'll talk about the set pieces. They had another header from a set piece as well, which they probably should have done better with them. We'll talk about the set pieces later. But no, it was a nice controlled start, and we were gaining ground. And the goal for us is the first goal. It's brilliant, really. We spoke about this pre-season. I think when we spoke about this in the season review, I think I might have mentioned about set pieces. I thought we were going to do a lot better from set pieces this season. And I think both games, I think we've looked dangerous. And in this goal, the first goal was,
mate, we'd had before that goal, we'd had 4 set pieces. Yeah, that was the 4th. Everyone differently. I said to the lad next to me, I might get off now. I've seen 4 different set pieces. I haven't seen that in 6 years. Unbelievable. Because if you think about it, the first one we had, Gylfi whips it in, and Michael Keane gets a good header, and keeper makes a good save. We had the Tosin header, which from the edge of the box, a comfortable save. We had the deep corner, Garner volleyed, we haven't seen that one backstage. It was a good one, blocked, and then obviously we get the free kick, which that move, the ball out from Holgate from the back, it's gone in, touched off, and then it's fired into Sigurdsson, whose first touch is majestic, takes him away, and the lad Hoyt just takes him up. I mean, I feel sorry for Southampton fans, I really, and I know there'll be a lot of Evertonians that won't because of what's gone on over the last couple of years, but having to watch, if that's the level of ambition, you know what you're getting with him. He's a balloon head, huge. Like I said the other day, he's one of very few ex-Everton players I can't stand. He's in the Allardyce thing for me, of like, I put a fake news thing on Twitter as like, it just didn't happen. Him and Allardyce, the stains on the club didn't happen, because he's horrible. His team, they kicked lumps out of us 3 times, booted Tosin, the ball wasn't anywhere near it, that Lamina was trying to do him early on, break down the back of him. So we get that free kick, and I know you want to talk about
it. I mean, listen, we've seen some creative free kicks in the World Cup for England, and there was a lot of talk about the assistant manager coming up with things, but it was just such a clever free kick. It's basically 2 touches and then Walcott, but it's so clever. But what I love about it, its simplicity is why it's so good. It catches people out, because I think we're just so used to, in this day and age, just people just throwing balls into the box, that flat corner, that flat free kick, trying to get a little nick off it, which is funny enough as how they scored. But it was so good, but in its simplicity, it's a very difficult thing to pull out. You've got to get Baines' pass has got to be spot on. Schneiderlin's little round the corner's got to be brilliant, and Walcott's got to get that ball under control straight away so he can knock it past the keeper. But it worked brilliantly, and I suppose when those things come off, all that time spent to it, because really with stuff like that, you only get one chance at it. You get one shot at it.
They do it again in the same game. They'd done it Friday, hadn't they? They'd worked on it on Friday, and if you watch the Everton on evertonfc.com, the highlight thing there, 2 of the players, Tosin immediately turns to Silva while the others are celebrating, gives it that, and then Walcott, when he's run back, points at him, and then Seamus said the manager worked on that on Friday, it was his idea, he come up with it. What's superb, where we really caught them was Gylfi took the first 3 and was over it and looking and messing with his hair and giving it all that, and then Leighton Baines takes it, but the no-look pass by Schneiderlin is absolutely superb. He just gives it that, so they followed the direction of the way he's facing on the ball. But you're right, that touch by Walcott, because it's fizzed at him, because it's got to be. If it's slower, they get a foot in. It's bang bang, and he's in on the keeper, and what a great finish, and ironically much harder than the one he missed in the second half. It was. But it was a brilliant start, and that kind of thing, helps the manager, because you look and go, fuck, they worked on this stuff, and we've scored from it. The crowd are up, we're buzzing, they couldn't get near us, and you're like, let's take these to cleaners.
No, I mean, they nearly got near us though. I mean, the shot
by Cedric. I was behind it. It did move. Actually, it was blustery.
I don't want to. Don't want to like defend Jordan that much, but it did move, and I think this is one of those where. Do you know when you're seeing all these keepers now punch and stuff like that? That's why they're punching.
I was like behind it, mate.
I could see it. I could see it myself. It was
blustery though, wasn't it? And
but
he
again,
goes from a mistake to probably one of the greatest saves you're ever going to see.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
It was ridiculous. It's probably one. It was up there in the top 3 saves I've probably seen from an Everton goalie.
But again, though, I don't want to give him too much credit because he's made himself a mistake. Well, it reminds me of the Tim Howard one. Against Southampton, the unbelievable one where he was positionally he was a bit of a joke, but it was an amazing save. I still think that Jordan has got a little bit of rustiness coming back from the World Cup.
Oh God, yeah. I think was his second game.
Yeah, I think that's evident that he's still not. He's got to train every day. He'll have been training all week.
Not the same, though, is it?
But he's going to need more games, and he's going to need more sharpness.
New instruction from the manager as well, and different things, the zonal marking and stuff. And, there's all of that to factor in as a goalkeeper. But it was an error, and he made up for it with an unbelievable save. I mean, everyone's
just adapting, aren't they? I mean, the second goal was a good example of Coleman and Walcott playing together for a while. know where each other was. I thought Walcott done brilliantly to get himself to move back on side, but obviously there was no marker on him because of his movements.
And Coleman's run as well.
So it's a great goal, and Richarlison there. You talk about all his touches and everything he does on the ball, but the desire
and the strength
to want to win that ball, want to get in front of the defender and put that in. I mean, that's a massive thing, and that to fans like Everton fans, that's a huge thing.
I mean, they love him already, don't they?
Yeah, that desire to get in the box and score like a number 9.
It's work rate. The kid doesn't stop running. He's back, he's forward, he's helping out, he's winning headers at the edge of our box. I done it on the tactics thing. I don't know whether you've seen it, done the tactics thing with his numbers on. He won like 4 out of 5 aerial. This is at Wolves, sorry, I haven't done this week's one yet. 4 out of 5 defensive aerial challenges and 6 clearances and things like that. Then you've got everything going the other way. You've almost got
work rate's amazing.
It's incredible, but that was a really good goal. And again, pass, but with an end product and with people getting into the penalty area as much as
I think there was times when we had the ball on the flanks and we had 4 or 5 in the box. We had Tosun, Walcott, Sigurdsson, Richarlison. We had them all in there. And it is a real forward line now. It's a real, cause
it's a real front 4, isn't it? When you think about it, it's a proper front 4. It's mobile. It's no, Tosun's not the quickest, but again, hold up play. Done a lot of the horrible stuff on Saturday, and they were going through, and they all had to go with him.
I thought Tosun played well. I think his performance on Saturday can't be understated because he's going to have to. Thing with Tosun is he's going to have to change the way he plays for the time being. Just almost like catering to those wingers for the time being.
It's
more the system is more about them than it is.
It's a little bit, and again, you don't ever want to compare, but it's a bit like the Firmino thing. Is although I know he gets goals, but he almost has to play second fiddle to Mane and Salah because of the way they're the legs. They're the people that open up the space. He's just got to get himself in areas which are, he's got to almost just play 2 roles there. He's got to be the player who gets the ball and move, and then he's got to get himself into the box. But he's definitely, in the first game, I thought against Wolves, I thought he was a bit loose in possession, but I thought Saturday was a lot better. And as you say, he's getting kicked all over the place, and but I think it's that desire though. It's that desire from him to want to because it'll come. Chances will be made, and he'll score them. We know he will.
Came out second half and.
But I think it's because of like what you said before though. They've had a look at half time. They've got nothing to lose. They're 2 down. They're not in the game. They're getting battered. But there's a gap in front of our back 4 because Sneijderlin's not there. And to be fair to them, without really making lots of chances, they exploited that for the first 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, they started to just go. I think they just started to get the ball through that gap almost as fast as they could. And just
Redmond dropped into it, didn't he?
Just build off the fact that we didn't have any sort of stable plays, because it's listen, you could see straight away the pressing is there. At times the pressing was fantastic, players all over the pitch. But I think what how they exploited that was, I think there was times, and because we've got players new to the pressing and like that, at times you want all your players to go, but if their playing in possession is clever and moves the ball in the right way, takes all those players out of it, and suddenly the pitch just opens up. And I think that's what they started to do. They started just saying, well, you know what, we can draw them in. But also because of our back line, because Keane doesn't want to get up the pitch. Let's be honest, he doesn't want to get up the pitch. I thought he had a decent enough game. I thought he was a 7.5, I think I give him. But he doesn't want to get up the pitch. He doesn't want to.
He knows the spin.
He doesn't want to be moved round. No. He doesn't suit his game. He wants to sit on the edge of the area.
He's happy with a Charlie Austin type, someone who'll back into.
And I think their goal showed that it was, it's from a long ball. I think
Lamina Davies tries to get out, can't get there quick enough. This is what I was saying before. Ings spins and Keane doesn't. It's not Keane's fault as such, but he's got to beware that him and Baines are there and Ings runs between them, and he gets a little bit like the Jimenez goal last week. He spins in behind, so Keane has to go for the turn. Ings does really well, to be fair. He stretches to keep it in. It loops in the air, and we're slow to react. And then Keane gets it again, like clears it, but it gets blocked. And then in the end, Garner gets a block on. I think it's Romeo as the shot, and they get a corner. But if we'd have been a little bit more alive to that, or he's got to just look. One of them, for me, and it might just be the fact that they're playing zones anyway, but him or Baines have got to block Ings' run there, and they haven't. He's spun in behind. But I look at that and think, I've seen that by looking at it, you'll have seen it, because we'll look at it, we examine it, and loads of people will do exactly the same. The manager will look at that and go, right, there's a problem. And it's good that these issues are glaring.
What I mean, obviously the goal comes from the corner, and it's a flick, it's a lad getting in front of
a push.
No, I don't know.
It's a push like what Richarlison was against Rennes.
But the lad gets in front of Tom Davies, little flick on him, and Danny Ings is standing 8 yards out, unmarked. He's not even unmarked. There's no one near him. I mean, I watched this a few times, and I was trying to see if someone had come out of that zone and had been attracted to the ball. Richarlison does a little bit. They shouldn't really. I don't know whether it's a screen with him and Tom Davies, but really one of them should win the first header. A little bit of movement's done them. But how he's ended up in all that space is baffling. Now he could have had a goal in the first half when he had the same corner and he flicked it across. And there's been the free kick in the first half with Charlie Austin as when it was a great ball in when he headed it wide. And fans will be asking why. We're playing zonal. That's obvious. So fans will be asking why has that happened, or how has that happened?
Well, it's an individual mistake. So if you're marking me or I'm marking you and you get away and score, that's my fault if it's man for man. We know that. We said this the other week. Man for man gives you the accountability, but also gives you someone to blame. Yeah. But zonal will. There's no way zonal marking is we mark this zone, but we leave 3 Southampton players on their own, which is what happened. So there's something's gone wrong in the fact that they've a flick header, which is, it wasn't a flick on, it was he got something on,
would you think maybe I'm just gonna I don't know if this is fact, you think that might have been Schneiderlin's zone?
I don't know,
because if you think about it, I mean that's not an excuse, because he did have chances before when Schneiderlin was on, but let's just say that was Schneiderlin's zone. You think about Schneiderlin, 6 foot odd, imposing fella, decent in the air. That might have been where he was, and the communication maybe, because Tom Davies is standing there, because the only wing I can think
he's gone near post.
Tom Davies is standing next to Richarlison, and I can only think that maybe the instruction to Tom hasn't been the right one, or Tom has been switched off and forgot about it
and gone to the
near post and followed the man. Because if that's his man in the game, sometimes it's a game of football, sometimes you forget instructions, things are going. So maybe Tom is switched off there and followed the man. Maybe that's what I don't know if this is I'm just saying, that's the only thing I can interpret, is that maybe that was Schneiderlin's zone. Or maybe, listen, things can get complicated during games. They might have, you look at Tom and you look at Schneiderlin, completely different. They might have gone, well, when Tom's coming, they might have gone, right, you're doing this and you're doing that now, and maybe the instructions have just, someone's just completely,
or maybe Schneiderlin's zone was the near post, right, to win the first header. Tom Davies is what, 5'10", Schneiderlin's 6'2", because he misses it by a fraction. I don't know. The flick takes us all out, because realistically, it shouldn't. So I don't know whether we should have been in a line. Because when the flick actually comes, our line is like that.
They're all ahead of the ball. They're all ahead of the ball.
So that header off Lamina comes, hits her on the side of the head and goes straight across, and they've got 3 men on their own. Pass now, Jordan almost gets it, but that shouldn't happen.
I mean, zonal marking.
But then that's something to wear.
Zonal marking is a bone of contention with a lot of people, but you're right. Listen, zonal marking or man marking, it only works either way. If players are switched on. It got a little bit nervy at times, just the amount of.
But what I would say is, I don't know whether you felt it, I felt it, right, because I wanted to win for Zach, because Zach is desperate to see us win. but it wasn't the same edginess.
No.
There was 2-1, and it wasn't like, we blew this and Everton this up. There was none of that. I thought the crowd were brilliant. I thought, even though sometimes you were like, when Redmond's running down and you can see runners. I think the worst they got was injury time, the very last kick of the game, when we give a stupid Garner with a ridiculous pass. Other than that, I thought they scored, and then I thought we kind of went, right, all right.
Well, what they did was they'd already brought a couple of subs on, and then I think they brought the Italian lad on, who obviously the one we'd been linked with. But the thing when they done that is that just created more space in midfield, and once that happened, we got older, and I think that's when you started to see. We had the disallowed goal, which
is a nonsense.
I just really upset because it was the first disallowed goal I've properly celebrated for a while, and I was just like turning around, and it was like, tap on the shoulder, it's been disallowed. I was like,
I just go like that immediately to the line.
I normally do, that's the thing.
And I had the cameras, the 2 monitors right in front of me, and it wasn't.
Some people have said to me it is, and some people
he's right in line. He's right.
I didn't think he was, but
because I thought when it was a pass, it hit the defender and went through. You were on anyway, and it hit the defender and went into Tosin, so I thought he was on anyway. But when the pass is made, he's level. I thought he was level, so I don't know. It was marginal. It was well finished by Theo. And then we had the move, which would have been one of the goals of the.
Well, we started to play. I think Sigurdsson started to get hold of the ball a lot more as well, didn't he? In those areas, and
move, mate.
It was the I think it was Mason Holgate brought the ball out, zipped it into,
fired it in, Gilfeet around the corner immediately to Theo. Theo shakes a touch, dances back inside, gives him it back, and I'm thinking, hit it. It was on his left foot, and then he reverses the ball, and all of a sudden Theo's in with the keeper, and I'm like 3-1, he's just going to do what he did every year for Arsenal. Dinkin, McCarthy's laying on the floor.
Keeper does really well, actually. Keeper does.
I know, but
I know, but what I'd say was the keeper makes himself really big.
I still think if he thinks it,
but he makes this decision up for him though.
And I think it's his heel.
Walcott thinks I'll just slide this in because I can't think it because he's really big, and it was I still think if he thinks that we had enough men running in, I think it's just if it goes in, the game's over. And you know what? If it goes in, we win 4-5-1.
Oh, definitely, because they throw the towel in. Because it's over then.
But it was just, that would have been a lovely goal just to go, brilliant. This is what this new football is all about.
Superb. And we had, you know what, mate, we had a few of them in the second half where it just didn't quite come in. Dominic Calvert-Lewin done ever so well with another one. It was into him, he turned brilliantly, got round the back, and you're going, throw it in front of everyone, he threw it behind them.
Seamus did the same thing.
Seamus done the same.
And then put one over as well.
Umar done, when he come brilliantly, come on and bobbled his way through, but he got round the back, and then instead of throwing it across, he started rolling his foot, lost it, got it back, and you're like, just get it in.
I know, but some of that football then was really, really
good save as well from Ghana.
He did, but some of that was really good, and that's when I thought Tom Davies came into it. When the passing was just all one touch moving the ball, I think I spoke with this, maybe, I don't know, it might have been in one of the after reactions. Tom Davies last season fell into the. Remember when Tom Davies came into the team and he's doing, lollipops and stuff in our own box to move the ball forward. He was a kid that wanted to get on the ball and wanted to move the ball forward and wanted to zip it about. And last season he sort of just got put into become what this like kid who just all he did was run round and had to give simple 5-yard passes. And I don't think that's him. And I think for the last 20 minutes or 25 minutes on Saturday, I think you've seen the real Tom Davies back again. I think you've seen a kid that just wants to get it and be clever, but that requires people around him moving. And when we started just moving the ball and shifting them round, they couldn't live with us on Saturday. And Tom was a big part of that. I don't think Tom gave the ball away once that second half. There was one where it might have just been after Walcott. It was off one where we should have scored, and it fell to him on the edge of the box. And I'm thinking, he's just going to hit this. But there was a loads of men in front of him, and he didn't. He just shifted it really nice, and it kept everything moving. And I think that's why Tom was brilliant the last 20 minutes on Saturday, is that every time he got it, he just moved it really well in a really nice way, and then wanted it back. And it was all pass move, and it was such a difference from last season when every time he got the ball, it was like everyone was stood still, and he's trying to play a ball and he's losing. It was last 20 minutes. So that's the Tom Davies that I know. That's the Tom Davies that broke into the team. That's the Tom Davies with all the energy and all the zip and all the just that ability to just move people round. And I thought he was brilliant, and I thought him and Gylfi and Garner for that, with the movements in front of them were excellent.
It looks like a different side, and you're right, he's a clever player, but he wants everything's on the front foot. He doesn't want to slow the game down and pass it back, and I just think Allardyce bogged him down with that 5-yard passes stuff, and I think Koeman lost him a bit of his confidence by not trusting him at the start, even though he'd finished the season brilliantly. And he got a little bit of his mojo back at the weekend. I thought he come on. There was one, I'm thinking it's the first half, maybe it was the start of the second half. He pulled the ball down, went to pass it, Beardsley did off in front of me, took the touch, he was under pressure, kept it, flicked it inside and went and got it back, and it was like, clever, get it and go. And there was loads of that, wall passes. There was a move we had, I'm trying to think which one it was, it zipped in, Tom fires it in and Gylfi just angles it to Richarlison, he goes bang bang and he's in again, the cross is cleared, and it was that sharp passing. I haven't seen at Everton for years, and when you do it that quick, teams, no matter how they're set up, they can't live with you, because it's 1-2, you can't defend a 1-2 really. If it's done properly, you can't defend it with angles, and he's great at that. He creates the angles, but you're right, last year he was too static, and I think he was thinking about everything he was doing. And sometimes when you're not confident and you start overthinking everything, you're worse. You give the ball away, you pass it wrong, your weight of pass isn't right. Like a centre forward who hasn't scored for 4 or 5 weeks, the goal starts getting smaller, and when you're running through, I'll put it there. Whereas when you're in the mode of scoring, the ball bounces, bang, it's in, or you've got a shot up. When you overthink in football, that's where it becomes a problem.
Tom doesn't want to do safe things. He's not a safe player. He's a player who wants to open.
He's a player who will unlock defences because he's a risk taker. And a real. But I like the fact that we've had to grind it out. I do, because I think, don't get me wrong, I'd have loved it if we'd won 5-0. Of course I would have. But sometimes I think when you have to grind stuff out, the togetherness is there from the players and the fans, and it's like we've got through that. When we had a little wobble when they scored, we managed to flatten everything back down.
I thought for the last 10 minutes, I thought we were excellent, and we hardly give them a sniff, and kept the ball really well, created the chances.
A bit like us, when we're 2-0 down, we get a late goal.
Yeah, there's no fear there, and there was no fear there, and it was good. It doesn't suit anything. But anyway, we got the 3 points, and massive 3 points to get us going.
It is. It's always pressure on that first home game for the manager. You want to get off to that start. You want to get your first win under your belt. We've got a point away from home in our first away game. We've won our first home game. Scored 4 goals in 2 games. Tighten up a little bit at the back, and we're in business. And I think it was a good performance without it being amazing. But loads of positives to take out of it, and loads of things I think to look forward to. And like you said before, Richarlison, the only new signing in the squad.
Yeah, and as those players are going to get, that's the pleasing thing is that I think that's the difference between this time last year, is that this time it's all the same players, and it's some of those players, and we're allowing the new players. Of course, Richarlison's in and he's been in pre-season, but everyone's being allowed, and this is what it should have been like 12 months ago. Everyone's being allowed to fight for their place that was already in there, and they're all learning the system, and then hopefully new players will come in almost one by one when the time is right, when they've done a few weeks training with the manager, so they all know what the manager wants, and they all know where they fit in. And if there ever comes a point where all those signings start in the same game, it'll be a point where they'll have all been in the team, they'll have all played some games, they'll have all trained, and they all know the system. And it won't be like last season when you're trying to fit square pegs into round holes, or square pegs into one square peg. 3 of them, so
into one hole.
That's what I said. So that's positive as well. That's positive.
They've all got room to breathe, room to learn about the club, room to watch from afar and say, oh, this is how the Premier League is. This, like, where can I make a difference and get fit, without us going, quick, we need him in, quick, we need him in. Kurt Zouma would have been in under all the previous managers, I think, straight off the bat. And he's sub, you know, we win the game. And I think it's always good as well for the likes of Mina, Bernard, Gomez to sit there. Dean, first home game, boss crowd noisy, and we win the game. I think that gives them that connection then.
Positivity.
This is good positivity. The crowd are with us. This is great, this. And that Gomez is smashing Twitter. Absolutely smashing it. Yeah, there you go.
There's a meme. Let us know your thoughts. First 3 points of the season. Up and running. The Marco Silva era is up and running.
Hashtag Silver Lining.
Never do that. Never do that. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Click the bell for alerts. And if you want more amazing videos like the Tuesday topic, like Baz's new tactics show, the Toffee, it had a really bad name that I had to change, that I didn't even bother associate with him. It's now called the Toffee's Tactics Show, which is better than
it was just Baz's tactics. I literally just went like that. I don't know what to call it.
It's amazing though. You should watch it. You can only watch it on Patreon. It's exclusive to Patreon.
And even better than that, you get early access to the Road to Glory,
You do.
which is incredible.
And if you haven't watched
the Derby, honestly, if you don't watch anything else, watch the
even if you haven't watched the series,
13.
just watch episode 13.
Oh my!
Just watch that, and honestly, half an hour out of your life, that will just make you. You'll finish watching it, and you'll be smiling, and that's all.
You'll be made up, and you'll be
happy to just watch two grown men make fools of themselves.
It was amazing. The game. I've watched it. Yeah, I know what I loved. I loved the little social bit, and I loved that. You should have just cut the pen 1 second earlier, because then you wouldn't have known. But it was brilliant the way you do it.
You don't know? What are you talking about? You don't know? I've cut it perfectly, so you don't know.
No, I'm saying just before he kicked the ball anyway.
I've cut it perfectly.
It is good.
I've slowed it down.
We've got Tuesday Topper to record.
Yeah, okay. We'll see you later.